From 1861 to 1865, Americans spilled precious blood over questions that had divided the nation and tormented the Supreme Court: slavery, states' rights, and federal powers. Swaths of the South were laid to waste in the Civil War, families on both sides destroyed. Old ways of life, old certainties were swept away. Nearly every American was somehow changed by that war, including the men who would shape the Supreme Court from Reconstruction to the New Deal. Even as the war raged, a maverick 46-year-old California judge named Stephen J. Field was elevated to the Supreme Court by President Abraham Lincoln, who needed to keep the nation's richest state tethered to the Union. John Marshall Harlan, a pro-slavery and pro-union lawyer from the border state of Kentucky, was forced to choose a side. And 19-year-old Oliver Wendell Holmes, Jr. signed on to fight with the Massachusetts 20th. He would never be the same.
Holmes went into the Civil War as a great idealist. He was a dedicated abolitionist. He believed that the war was being fought for the freedom of black people.
It was a chivalric mission. That was the way they described it. They thought of themselves as a species of knights going on a crusade. And then he gets down there and he realizes this is very far from being a crusade.
There were hundreds and hundreds of regiments in the Civil War. The Massachusetts 20th, I think, was maybe the 5th of all of these hundreds and hundreds in terms of casualties. 5/8 of the soldiers in the regiment were wounded or got killed.
He writes a letter to his mother saying, nearly every man I've liked and admired has been killed. So it's just a carnage for him.
He lost whatever idealism he had going in, was certainly took a deep beating in the war, but he speaks very profoundly and very movingly about the beauty of the struggle, the fact that people would rush into battle, that he was rushing into battle on behalf of this idea of union, that men were willingly giving up their lives for that. I think he never got over that. He never understood that fully or could comprehend the mystery of that to him.
The one thing that he did come away with, and it also becomes a key to his jurisprudence, is the sort of nobility of the struggle. It's the struggle that counts.